Hey guys, uh, I've been farming Princess for like the past couple days, and what I've noticed is that when you do the usual method of having an alt account and resetting your dungeon, you of course get teleported to your graveyard, then you have to run back. That's fairly fast. You use the Scepter of Celebras to teleport to the waterfalls. But the problem is that if you're on a PvP server like I am, especially if the case is on Europe PvP servers, uh, every single layer has a Maraudon boosting mafia with their alliance alt accounts, ganking everyone that's not part of the mafia, trying to get into the instance. So that actually does not end up being much faster than like this method I'm doing. This method, what I'm doing is fast enough to get locked for that 5 instances per hour. So what I'm doing is I start in purple, except that if I'm here for the first time, then I try to use the portal if there's no one there. If someone's there, I have to run to the purple, use limited invulnerability, so the rogue mafia doesn't gank me and I don't waste time. But anyway, this is what it looks like when you do a fresh run. You start at purple. It doesn't matter at all if you pull monsters. They get reset on their own, but it's probably preferable if you don't take any damage. So I'll try to blink through things, but I don't really care if I pull something, because the moment you drop down the waterfall, everything that you pulled from purple gets reset. And I have pretty crazy gear, I admit that, but you don't need crazy gear to kill Princess in the first place. The most important item is this item from Solomon's quest, Barrow Peasant Collar. Because there is a trick when you kill the boss that you get to cast a little bit more instead of just using Fireball and kiting. Nice to have items. Limited invulnerability potions if you, for example, get greedy on the kill. You can, certain situations, if you're like greed casting, boss decides to throw a boulder and your blinks on cooldown or something like that, the boss will catch you then, and it has trash, so you get one shot. So that's nice to have. If you don't use these, there's a cheaper option, swiftness potions. These will also allow you to greed some casts with little risk. But if you don't want to use any consumables, just don't risk it. And what else? Okay, yeah, here, this side. If you pull here, then that's a little bit of a problem. You have to go to a reset spot. I can... I'm gonna pretend I accidentally pull like this. So I'm gonna show the reset spot immediately. Also recommended profession enchanting, because like 2 of the drops Princess has are like good vendor value. Rest are like crap that you really want to disenchant, otherwise your inventory goes full. Also, one recommended add-on is Outfitter, or Item Rack. Yeah, Item Rack's it's that on this version. I'm using that add-on because, like, at the end, it involves suiciding your character, and of course, you don't want to repair, so you need some way to strip your character fast. That's what I do. I just have a set here that has like all the durability items on empty, and this was the reset spot. If you happen to pull after the waterfall, you can run there and wait until your combat drops. Then you just go back, but preferably this doesn't happen. It's just a demonstration that if you happen to pull, like, there's a couple dinosaurs there that patrol in their place in a pretty weird way. If like one of them is staring at the wall, that usually calls when you run past them without blink. And about the spec I use to kill, since we have dual spec, there's no reason for you to have a fire spec. This is just my PvE spec, nothing special. But fire is good because you can do some pretty crazy burst in when the boss is using dustcloud or at the start of the fight. And also, soon you'll see how I'm gonna force the ability called dustcloud. What it does is that the boss starts standing still and then just channels an AoE, which of course cannot hit you because you're not next to the boss. But it can only cast it if there's something next to it. And that's why we're using the trinket. Also, I have this skeleton book from Onyxia. This is also really good. This is probably better than the whatever this peasant bell, because the peasants last on like 15 seconds, so you probably get only one dust cloud. One dust cloud is enough if you get lucky crits, but with the skeleton book from Onyxia, you get 2 dust clouds always. So how I'm gonna open on this is that I want the boss to come this way. I'm gonna go around this rock here. With max range pulling the fire blast. If the boss gets closer, I'm gonna do a scorch. If it's moving away, I'm gonna do a fireball. I'm gonna wait with my blink. After I cut this corner, I'm gonna pop the bell here. So hopefully they attack the boss. There's boulder. I'm gonna activate combustion now because it's probably gonna dust cloud really soon. Stacking some combustion too. Okay, there we go. It's that's a little unlucky because it's gonna boulder me there. I'm gonna miss a couple of casts, but that's still fine. And I greed there a bit, but that's because I still have blink. I still also have my mind quickening gem. It's really good here, but like Zulgur trinket, for example, does almost the same thing. Because the haste kind of gets wasted when you're running away from the boss. And what you should also know is that when the boss is below 30%, it starts moving slower, so you can start doing these greedy casts more and more. And here I can probably even fireball if it doesn't throw a rock at me. And there it goes. Boss is dead. And there's one reason why you should have disenchanting, because these are not only they're unique, but they also vendor for shit gold. You get these from them, like 1 extra gold if you disenchant them. And this is how you reset. You just reset to these guys. There we go. And don't forget to reset immediately when you start here. It's an annoying corpse walk. Maraudon boosters know this, but this is a necessary evil, and it's actually part of the tactic. And how long was that instance? Well, I was AFK at the start a bit before starting recording, but it's approximately 7 minutes from the start to killing the boss. If you have shit gear, you can probably add like 1 more minute to that, but this corpse run is like 3 or 4 minutes, which means that at my pace, I'm gonna get instance lock. Actually, I am already instance locked according to NIT. There's a double ID, but that is 5 instances already, so I'm gonna have to wait and go on an alt count. But yeah, that's here you just run back to the instance. Everyone should probably know this route, so there's nothing special to mention anymore. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps someone at least.